Black Mirror, 100%. I mean, we got a president that's making himself look like Jesus.
Star. No, he was a doctor.
Yeah, he's a doctor. Yeah.
And that was fake news for anybody who said otherwise.
No, he said.
You know what the funniest shit was?
He said, I posted it, but I thought I was a doctor. And anybody that said that I said I was Jesus is fake news. That's what he said out of his mouth.
Twitter was like, people on Twitter were like, what about all those pictures of Obama as Jesus? Why did nobody care about those? And somebody was like, even if there were pictures of Obama as Jesus, he didn't post them to Twitter.
I never saw a picture. I saw people complaining about him in a tan suit for months.
They're tripped because he was on a bicycle.
They're tripping because he's black.
Like,
be for real.
Hey, shout out to him. First black president.
And last.
We'll never have another one.
Right. You know what? I'm gonna be hopeful. Maybe one day.
Bro, the way that they put this motherfucker in, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way.
I love that this happened, though.
I mean,
you've been consistent since last year.
So I hope y'all do put that motherfucker in.
2 years ago now, right?
Yeah.
2024. 2025 transition. You said,
y'all motherfuckers is stupid, bro.
And what did I say? It's not the black people.
It's crazy. It's just crazy. Like, we see
this
shit was.
We ain't come out like we were supposed to.
Y'all what?
Y'all what? Black men.
We ain't come out.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. We're not doing that.
Yeah. It was black men.
No,
it was a lot of black men. It was a lot of black men.
It was black men. It wasn't me. I advocated for.
I don't even categorize myself in the masses.
As y'all, you identify as a black man.
I identify as Tyler.
Right.
A lot of black men.
Kell, you can look at my ballot right now. You know who I voted for.
I identify as Kell. We got too much bad PR out here right now.
Oh God, yeah.
To be a man.
Because just like what who was the lady who was running for governor in Atlanta? What's her name? The heavyset lady.
Heavy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like she said when she was on the radio and that other lady tried to tell her black men wasn't voting for Kamala. She says not black. Stop saying it's black men. It's not all black men. It is definitely
I went to an event in Atlanta where all black men. It was predominantly black men.
Black men.
At the gathering spot catered to black men.
Let's point this better. All of the black men there.
Yeah.
At that event.
If I can finish my statement. So it was an event catered to black men. Mm-hmm. It was specifically for black men to give them information on why they need to vote for Kamala. So everybody that was in there, except for a few of us, were black men. All the black men that were talking were asking questions on why they should vote for her. Raising their hand and asking questions. And it was a whole debate there. I'm not saying that everybody there was only voting for Trump, but it was a lot of why should we vote for her? What is the reason for voting?
Wasn't that the whole point of the seminar, though? To tell them why they should vote for her?
Yeah, but they genuinely were confused. It wasn't like a panel just educating. It was black men getting up saying, well, she's not black. Why should I vote for her? Trump is doing this. Trump is doing this. Why should I vote for her? So it was a lot of black men. Like, y'all could be quiet now.
Where was this at again?
This was at the gathering spot.
Hey, look, I wasn't there.
Gathering spot.
I don't even know what that is.
I'm saying that's what we had this conversation with.
You don't know what the gathering spot is?
These niggas at the gathering spot, they knows that. I'm telling you, like it's certain.
Ryan
like I said,
did his best to bring information.
It's certain niggas.
You got Republican niggas.
Certain black people.
I don't know what it was.
Certain black people who in a certain demographic.
But they were very grown. I was probably one of the youngest people in the room. It was grown ass adults.
I can't excuse the.
There's a lot of people rallying for Kamala. I'm not saying everybody that was there was only voting for Trump, but the purpose was because there were so many black men that did not want to vote for her, and there was a lot of them that they had this event to educate and uplift the black men on why they need to vote for her.
I'll agree that, yeah, there was too many. Too many black men questioning why we should vote for Kamala. That's a fact.
It was 80% of black women that showed up.
Yeah, no, it was a lot. It was. I think y'all had 92%.
Y'all did a great job.
Nuts.
You're right. It was 92% because there was the T-shirts.
Yeah.
Black men did not fall in that category.
They did not. They voted more for Biden than they did for Kamala. That was. I agree. It was way too many niggas that did not vote for her.
That's why I said y'all as black.
But it's not us though. It's not us.
I definitely did not. Vote for Trump. I definitely.
Like I said, I gave you reasons why niggas was not voting for her. One, niggas don't believe. They truly don't understand the government system in general. And it's a problem.
Niggas allowed the white people to separate the fact of her ethnicity, and that became the
conversation. Let's keep it real.
That was a lot of the conversation.
Niggas is misogynistic. That's it.
Correct. But a lot of the conversation where I saw black men arguing, they were arguing her competence, her emotional ability, which look at your president.
Like I said, it comes from misogyny.
And whether she was really black or not.
A woman, that was a cop-out.
That was a
lot.
That was a lot.
Her being black or not was a cop-out.
That was a lot.
That was because niggas was like, I don't want to be seen as a misogynist, so I'm going to say she ain't black for real. But nigga, we know why you don't want to vote for her. Like,
niggas looked at COVID and expected Trump to have their money at a certain level, and it was
You
dumb
voted
shit.
to ruin our country for $5,000 that you never got because you're poor. That's what that is.
Or the promise of some kind of fake
wealth. He said we did good on taxes this year. Everybody got good money back.
Who?
Shit.
Who?
Trump said that. Or you saying
Trump is just a liar.
And once again,
Trump also said gas prices are down, food prices are down. Like, if you guys just want to lie.
And once again, if you're getting tax money, you're not making enough money anyway. That's not
right.
First of all, if you're getting tax money, you're not getting money.
Yeah.
That is you're not getting anything.
Niggas got to understand that. You don't want to, you want to pay taxes if you really want to have it.
You incorrectly filled out your W-4. Therefore, they took too much money from you, and you gave, buddy, you gave the government interest-free loan for 365 days to play with, and now you're begging them for your money back. That is your income tax return that you're going to spend on a rental car driving around trying to pick up bitches. That's crazy.
And so, with that being said, we're talking about the man that y'all voted for and what he basically put us in, which is war in 2026. And not specifically the Iran war or the Israel war with Lebanon or the war with Ukraine and Russia.
Or the war within the U.S. or the war within the states or the war with ICE or the war with Medicare or the war with Medicaid or the war with anything, with women's rights,
everything.
Any of the wars, education.
The thing that he said that he was going to stop doing, that he's just basically fanning the flames on. We're going to talk about what is war truly in general. How do people see war today in 2026? This is your boy Kell, and this is The Bridge. And to the left, you already know what it is. It's Ashley. You know what I'm saying? In the background is the boy Tyler.
Yep.
Ones and twos. And I wanted to bring this topic up because we ain't talked about the politics in a minute.
Because we hear about it every day.
It's every day. You know, since I voted the boy in, we've been in some crazy shit. You know, lies 24/7.
The lies, the deceit, the drama.
You got cabinet members getting fired. You know what I'm saying? You got
plumbers getting hired.
Right. We got
UFC fighters.
Shit. I mean,
WWE moderators.
Just AI taking all y'all money, rug pulls, crypto rug pulls. Crazy shit, right?
21-year-old Publix bag boys.
You know what I'm saying? Pilots getting shot up overseas and having to get, picked up because, we're fucking up in a war that doesn't make any sense.
It does make sense. It makes sense for Israel. We're fighting Israel's war.
Yeah. I mean, how that goes.
Makes sense for them. Doesn't make sense for us.
Yeah.
Makes zero sense for us. We are funding a war that is not our business.
And for whatever reason, I mean, apparently it's for allied sources or something like that, but...
Do you know Israel bombed one of the U.S. Who we're protecting is Israel. No, they did it on purpose. It was a planned attack. You can Google it because it came out and it was recorded that they did it on purpose. And then they tried to blame Iran. Of course we're cool with it. What are we going to do? You own our TV. You own our government. We pay you. You have everything. So yes, what are we going to do? This is what people voted for. We are fighting a war for people that are actively attacking us.
So what is war now? Because like I said, we talked about this before the show. War as a kid was about, hey, America wins, right? Like America wins everything. The only thing we lost was the Vietnam War, and every other war we dominated.
We've never not been at war as a country.
As far as I know, yeah.
We've never not. Our country has technically always been in a state of war.
Yeah, or some kind of, we do a police state style of war.
We need to sit the hell down.
It's never going to happen.
We're always involved in
that. Is our superpower, is just the fact that we are always
letting people just die. Did you see that they're going to do a mandatory draft?
Yeah, draft for 18 to 25. Mm-hmm. Hey, the Unk's safe, man. You know what I'm saying? Unk's safe now. So.
I vote that all the Trump supporters and all the people that want to walk in Walmart with their guns, they go first.
That'll never happen, by the way. And you know that.
Trump's son is too tall to go to war.
Who said that?
Trump.
He said that?
He said his son is too tall to be drafted. He's 6'2", and one of the generals are 6'4". That's a current active general and has been a general for years. He said his son Barron is too tall to be drafted, and Trump had shin splints, and that's why he couldn't be drafted. So all these American, all the country, your president who dodged a war is now getting his son out of a war that you voted to be in. And I think your kids should go.
I mean,
I think all the Mar-a-Lago people should go. I think anybody that has donated to Trump, participated for Trump, voted for Trump, still rallying for Trump, should be the first people out there, and their children.
well, that'll never happen. I mean, I think, the whole point of being in that place of power is so that they can avoid those kind of things.
But they're poor. They're definitely going to get drafted.
Oh, you talking the poor ones? Yeah.
I said anybody that voted.
Yeah.
Anyone that voted for him. Anybody that's participating in this. If it falls, it falls. Now, you could say, like, oh, I fucked up. Like, oh, but what have you been doing? Like you said, you messed up, and then you're like, oh, that sucks. Like, wow, this is crazy.
I mean,
like, the gas prices are high, food prices are high.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think we'll ever have to draft because in 2026, we use drones and shit now. You know what I'm saying? We're more so using AI to do most of our dirty work instead of putting boots on the ground.
There's definitely going to be a draft.
I doubt it.
It's going to be a clusterfuck, but they're going to attempt to draft people. And then I think, if anything, all these people they're kidnapping in ICE, they'll have them try to fight.
Nah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Because they're too busy trafficking them.
So I will say one thing that I think why they can't really do that is because I see this thing online all the time where people are talking about fragging. I don't know if you've ever heard of fragging, which is basically you just turning on your own men and killing each other.
Yeah.
That's why I don't know if a draft. I don't even think a draft is necessary at this point. We have one of the largest militaries. We still have active units. People are still signing up for the military.
You know what's bothering me? I mean, a lot. But
what's that?
The amount of black people that they have attempting to placate how fun the war is. Have you guys noticed, like, on your timeline, you'll see a bunch of black people
I hate that shit.
dancing
You're not
in their
lying.
uniforms.
You're not lying.
I'm ready for Iran.
Like if they come
and they're
I'm
TikToking.
They was doing
Yeah.
it.
I
And
don't
it's
know.
all black
I
people.
feel like it's mostly. I haven't seen any on active deployments, but I've seen most of the ones who aren't on active.
we flex different. You know what I'm saying?
no.
Yeah.
We're on
I've
that
seen
bitch
it.
doing TikToks, and white folks is
Yeah.
out there with their eagles and
I've
shit
seen
and they
it.
gun. You know how they do.
I mean, they'll make TikToks. This is going to be, if there is a draft, this will be one of the most broadcasted war efforts we've ever seen. We're going to see TikToks of niggas in the trenches blowing stuff up.
I don't think people are going to go.
Stuff.
So that's what I was going to say. I think they're going to attempt a draft. And I think they've been strategically doing this because I obviously fly a lot. When I had a flight last week, there was so many acronyms that I've never seen before at the airport. And what was very interesting to me is the amount of ICE officers that are still here, even though it's back open, and they're just watching. Like, they're not doing anything. So in the Atlanta airport by baggage claim on Delta South Side, they're standing at the top, just texting and on their phones. They're not assisting. They're not moving the lines. They're not doing anything. They're chilling. And then you have some that are actively standing right next to TSA. Some of them took the seats of TSA. And I'll have to tell you guys what happened when I got through security because it was wild off. But there was there was 4 ICE officers there, and then there was one, I want to say it was ERA, and I had no idea what it was. And he said he's from the environmental something, full military outfit, brown, guns. And I'm like, environmental at the airport is crazy. ICE at the airport is crazy.
I mean, they probably pulled
TSA
in all the
at
agencies.
the airport, crazy. Somebody had asked a woman who they thought was Hispanic to speak Spanish and then said, oh, I want to practice my Spanish. Where are you going? And she was like, oh, I'm traveling like in the States. Like, this is a domestic side. And he was like, well, I want to talk to you in Spanish. And she was like, I'm not doing that. Like, while we're in TSA, like, this is what you want to practice Spanish right now, bro?
That's bananas.
Like, what? Like, and I saw one white officer, everybody else is black. And I feel like they're purposely showing their faces because when I've seen these kids getting ripped out of schools and taken out of the street, it is not a black person. It is all white arms, white heads, white everything else. They have masks on. But the people that you send to the airport are all black. That is intentional. The people that you're sending to the airports are black. The people that you're showing getting drafted or signing up to fight are black. I feel like if they do a draft, it's going to be very specific on who they pick to fight.
I was about to say real quick with the draft thing, I do want to say, as of right now, there has not been an official anything on the draft. They have set it to where people will automatically be registered for the draft, right? So before you had to opt in, now it's just automatic.
I mean, you always had to kind of register anyway.
Well, you had to do the voting, but now they're just automatically
I didn't think
it.
For a draft you have to register. I thought draft, the purpose of a draft is you have no choice. The government needs you. You will fight for your country.
On your voter's registration card, it would ask you.
A draft doesn't work like that.
That's for registration for voting, though. It's like
but it would ask you something about the draft. They changed something that says it's automatically registering you, right? I thought that's what they said.
No, I remember.
I don't believe that's how.
I always thought that when the draft came, it didn't matter if you registered or not. The registering thing just made it easier to find you.
Exactly. A draft is you are of age and you are able-bodied. You are coming to fight unless you have a medical excuse.
Yeah. Like, they're going to get your ass. If your name Michael Brown.
Caitlyn Jenner's over here trying to be.
If you ain't signed shit, they're going to come for you.
They're coming for Bruce. They're coming for you. They're coming for you.
And Bruce is Bruce right now because Trump.
That's why I said it. He's tight. He said
he upset.
She is specifically reaching out to Trump to get her ID changed from
sick.
Bruce to Caitlyn. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it says it mandates automatic registration.
Yeah, but
in the selective service system. So, I mean,
it just has your name ready. But like I said, like it'll I think it doesn't even come from the voter registration in which the draft is pulled up from.
Oh, you know why though?
I would imagine.
You know what it is? Census. You did register yourself. You had to register yourself as soon as you turned 18. You're supposed to.
Yeah.
A military draft in the U.S. requires congressional authorization and presidential approval to activate the selective service system. Mm-hmm. It would use a lottery based on birth dates to call men ages 18 to 25, prioritizing those turning 20 that year to report for physical, mental, and more evaluations before insertion.
They'll pick a day, right? It was like a day, and it was everybody who was born that day, that year.
2 drums are used, one with 366 days, one with numbers 1 through 66. If a birthday is drawn number 1, that group is called
that's what
first.
It was, it's the birthday.
Prioritize 21-year-olds in the first year of the draft, followed by older men 21 to 25, and then younger men 18 to 19, up to ages of 26. Then there's exemptions. Non-compliance. Failing to register or comply with a draft order is a felony, potentially leading up to fines of $250,000 up to 5 years of prison. But from my understanding, they have your information. They call you.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
And you will come.
They wanted you to self-register. Yeah. It's still, right? It was like just you're supposed to. But not everybody was doing that. Because I don't even remember if I had to do that when I turned 18. I don't remember a paper coming in the mail saying, hey, you need to register for the draft. I don't remember. Maybe I did. I don't know.
I would have never seen that.
I voted around that time anyway. So.
When you were 18?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was a local. But automatically, obviously, it's automatic registration. But
if you were of age and you got drafted, would y'all go?
I mean,
or would you try to be
AWOL? You kind of have to.
That's not true. When I was in high school, there was a couple guys that signed up for the military, which was so dumb. Told them not to. Didn't listen. And somebody specific, Carl, left.
They willingly.
It was
he went
AWOL.
Yeah.
He went
so
AWOL.
He willingly signed up. I mean,
he signed up
in a draft situation,
that's
you can't say, "No, I'm good, bro."
But I'm saying, would you go AWOL?
No.
You would go?
I would do, yeah. I mean, I probably would be evaluated, and I'm not fit to serve.
I'll be honest, like
I'd be trying to find a way out.
I'd be like, look, I'm good on the IT side. Let me fly a drone or something.
Because I did want to join the military when I was in college. Cause
why?
Everybody I knew that was in the military were doing good. It was a good career. I mean, I know people.
I thought about it.
I know people right now have great, like they have good job, like they have good money. You know what I'm saying? Great families.
So you want to do it because everybody else was doing it?
No, because I think it's a good career path.
Career path.
It's a decent career path. It's payment. I mean, shit.
Especially with the fact that you're not guaranteed to be deployed.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee that you will be deployed.
I like to gamble, but not with my life. Like I'm not gambling.
I thought about the Air Force. But I can't.
But you have to realize, also at the same time, as a man, it's like, I'm playing Call of Duty and shit. You like, yeah, I'll go out there. You know what I'm saying? Your mindset at that time is like,
have you shot like automatic weapons?
Yeah. But it's like I said, once again, it's the allure. It's the military, you know what I'm saying? You see, the pride. Like I said, it's a lot of that shit that you see, the propaganda that you see growing up, that definitely will take hold of you, right? I wasn't thinking about, what if they send me out here to Kuwait and actually, do war and shit like that and all that. Not really thinking about that.
One of my cousins was a chef.
They're gonna tell you too smart. They're not gonna put you out there. That's what they're gonna tell you. And then when you get out there, hey, bro, here a gun. Get ready for this shit.
One of my cousins was a chef in the military, and he had PTSD so bad when he got back.
Yeah.
A chef. Nothing ever wanted me to sign up for that. First of all, our country is always doing something that has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with what I agree with. Then you want me to sign up to fight in the military with people that don't respect me. One of my great uncles told me when I was younger, when he fought in the Vietnam War, that people were coming up to him looking at his butt because the white soldiers told them that they were fighting with monkeys. Why would I risk my life for people that are treating me like this? Why would I fight for a country that does not give a fuck about me as a person?
And that's why you look at a lot of the propaganda. A lot of people don't grow up with those, because I didn't grow up with anybody around my family that was in the military like that. Most of my homies that I did grow up with in school, they went out, and then nowadays they're still in the military. You see that. You don't see the PTSD.
You like to be yelled at?
Who?
You.
Not really. I don't really get yelled at.
You like people to raise their voice to you?
No, just on purpose.
Point in your face.
No,
that's the military. Why would I sign up for that? Why would I
understand
up
the idea
to have
of
somebody scream and yell at me for 6 weeks?
Right.
And that does not stop there. And I'm not even getting into the fact of, as a woman, we are raped and killed in the military, and it's not even a thing.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Like, the amount of cases of women that have just, their bodies have been found attempting to fight for this country at this country. Like, that's crazy. So then you're telling me that I'm going to sign up to risk my life, and while I'm in boot camp, you are going to treat me like the scum of the earth? Why would I sign up for that? There's not enough money in the world that could convince me that that is a good idea. I don't like it when my parents raise their voice to talk to me. Mm-hmm. I will walk away. You mean to tell me that you can scream and yell at me and spit and yell, and I know they're racist, so Lord knows what they're calling you, and you can't do anything. And then you're going to work twice as hard, still have the same issues that you have out here, with less of a likelihood to get anywhere. You're talking about all the places and things you can go. Trump just stripped any history of all black people that have risked their lives for this country, took away people's promotions, took away people's money, took away people's titles. Mm-hmm. And for what? Because black people are doing better than white people, and you're going to risk your life for that?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, you talking about Trump, though. I'm not. I probably would have been at the military. A government is a government.
Trump is more loud, but the system is not changed. Trump is just saying the quiet part out loud. None of what he's saying is anything that's not felt through millions, or else he would not be the president.
The yelling, you deal with that yelling shit in sports regardless. That's part of it. That's just coaching, just playing sports. Men. I mean, if you play sports, you're going to get to niggas yelling and pointing in your face, saying, get the fuck down.
That's crazy.
You a bitch, all of that shit.
If you play football,
you're going to get...
Wild.
Yeah. That's how they are. That's how they are. School
is literally the preparatory area to be ready for jail, military, shit like that.
I mean, that's what,
really,
the
you know what I'm saying?
system prepares
so we're used to, military, that's it's a little bit more hardcore.
I can talk back, though. Like, if a teacher is getting smart with me and telling me something, I can talk back. I can get smart.
You can't talk back to the coach.
I've never had a coach scream and yell at me.
I mean,
ever.
I don't think you would ever. That would ever happen.
Ever. And I don't think I give vibes that that's acceptable. We did have a volleyball coach that used to hit girls with the balls and stuff. Quit that. Fuck that.
That's what I'm saying. It happens.
But that's a power trip, and that's crazy. Any parent that would allow a grown person to scream and yell and point in their child's face, you're a bitch. And whoever's doing it is a bitch. There's no way that you would be talking to my child like that.
Well, so the whole point of those was, at least what I learned growing up, was some of those kids would have not even discipline problems. They would have problems with listening in general. They never had a father in their lives or whatever. So having somebody like that outside of
so you don't have a father, you don't have a male figure. So then a male figure is going to disrespect you, scream and yell at you, and that's going to make you listen.
I wouldn't say disrespect. It's more like if you fucking up, I'm gonna get in your head. Because like if you fucking up, and you don't care.
I believe in conversations, but I feel like
because I never had a coach that disrespected. We definitely had coaches that get in your face and get in on you, but only if you fuck up and you constantly fuck up.
But that's disrespectful. Getting in somebody's face and screaming and yelling at them is disrespect.
Some people say they like that kind of coaching.
That's crazy.
That it actually works.
They have trauma and they need a therapist. That's not normal.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad, honestly. At least the ones that I had.
I understand it's that bad to have somebody in your face screaming and yelling at you?
No, not like that.
I would crash out.
It depends on the person. It depends on the person.
There's no way.
It's like it depends. Like if I'm fucking up, you know what I'm saying, to a point where I'm being disruptive of the entire program. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I fuck up the whole program?
See, but I'm not that kind of person. Like, what if I'm acting like that? Mm-hmm. Something is going on.
That's what I'm saying. You're not that kind of person.
Yeah, no.
So you're not doing nothing wrong.
No.
So yeah, at that point, you should never get yelled at, right?
Yeah,
but if the person is doing something wrong, then he needs a wake up call. Now the military can't go overboard. I'm definitely not a motherfucking propagandist or trying to prop up the military in any kind of way when it comes to that kind of training. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that is where you learn about it, or that's how you're basically brought in on a conveyor belt, basically ready to go into the military. Because obviously, look, you see the security guards in the prisons; they're doing the same thing. Wardens are doing the same thing.
Yeah, because hurt people, but that still don't make it right.
And that's what I mean. It's like, so when it comes to actually looking at war and how people get ready for it, and specifically going through that particular system, this is how we're all bred into thinking, okay, the military is okay, at least the majority. I know we all don't think necessarily the military is okay or that war is okay, especially right now. So you wonder how do we get programmed to believe, oh, it's okay for us to go over here to these countries, or just, always attempt to dethrone their particular political system and then take over. That has been war since I've known it.
I think a lot of people don't understand why we're at war.
No, hell no. Hell no.
So I don't think that they think that deeply. I think, to the conversation earlier, I have pride in my country. I'm going to fight for my country. I think that's where people are like, oh, well, I'm prideful.
Do you have pride in your country?
No, we are an embarrassment. Are you joking?
Did you have pride in your country at any point in time?
No, I'm black. Why would I have pride being biracial in a racist country where black people talk shit to me, white people talk shit to me, and the system is just destined for us to fail?
So during the Olympics, do you have pride for the American flag in the Olympics?
I don't watch the Olympics.
You don't watch
Why would I watch the Olympics?
Oh really?
It's not interesting to me.
So you've never had like that patriotic, I'm a patriot, and
no.
Damn. Because like
we are an embarrassment.
Like I said, me growing up,
I did not like doing the Star Spangled Banner, don't like doing the Pledge of Allegiance, don't like standing up, putting my hand on my heart, swearing anything to a flag. I used to get in trouble because I would sit down. You have to stand up. I don't have to do anything. Get up. Okay, I'm standing. I'm not going to say it. Like, it's so weird. I pledge allegiance to the flag. To what? To a flag for what? Mm-hmm. A flag that was made for slaves? We weren't even free when this flag was made. Why am I pledging allegiance to anything? That's stupid. If you have any kind of common sense, pride in a country that does not have your back, pride in a country where people literally don't look at us as less than a human, we're saying that we have pride in a country where it's still written into our Constitution that you are less than a man. What? Nothing has changed. Our government has never evolved. We've talked about this. A system that was put in place that we were supposed to change and alter to move forward has never changed. Hence, why we're still at war right now. I saw an idiot say, well, if they're going to cut the trade routes, there's a little space right here. Why don't we just cut through that? Oh, what a good idea, Brian.
Who's we?
Why don't we just cut through the mountain into the water to create a new trade route?
You see that on like an Instagram comment?
No, it was a bunch of, it was one of these new politicians. I don't know if it was the plumber, the UFC fighter. I don't know which one it was.
Plumber.
One of the Nepo babies. I don't know. Somebody that doesn't deserve the job. A DEI hire. Whatever you guys want to call it. Somebody that's unqualified said, we should go to Iran and cut through a mountain, which they also think it's just a desert. They don't understand. No, we don't know anything. Pride in a country that doesn't know geography. We are an embarrassment right now.
So do you think there's any countries currently in the world that you would ever have pride in? Have you ever compared America to another country?
All the time. I always look for other countries to move to.
Has any of them hit your fancy?
Not yet. We have a lot of leeway. Like, there's a lot that we can do, but it's almost like a bad child. Like, if you have a bad kid or a kid that's a fuck up, you love your kid because it's your kid, but you are also aware that it's a fuck up. And that's how I feel about the U.S. Like, I love it here. That's crazy. But I mean, you suck.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's why I say I think a lot of people don't realize it truly sucks. Because like I said, you're programmed throughout K-12 to say...
But you have to have the ability to want to see outside the system. Like, I knew America was fucked when there were history books that portrayed an African king, Hannibal, as a white man. When I went to 3 different schools in 3 different years, and some had no textbooks, some had smart boards, but were 10 minutes away from each other. Mm-hmm. Like, I went to a school where we had no textbooks. One teacher read out of one book, and we all had to just write stuff down and figure out our homework. The next year, I transferred to a school where we all had computers, individual computers. I'm not that old. I should not have gone to a school where I had no textbooks.
Right.
That's just not a thing. Like, no textbooks, nothing. Your teacher is handwriting everything on the board. We didn't even have a projector.
That's ghetto. That's past ghetto.
That's not ghetto. That's a lack of funding. It's a lack of funding. Ghetto. That's not ghetto.
Most ghetto schools they have funding.
That's not ghetto because I feel like we portray ghetto as everything. That is.
Ghetto is not everything.
People call everything ghetto. Oh, my food's late. That's ghetto. Oh, it's hot outside. It's ghetto. Ghetto. I'm saying that is a lack of funding. That is the system failing people from top to bottom. That is the Rockefeller system working to get that pipeline from school to prison because you can't read. Our reading rate at a 6th grade level, why would I have pride in a country that we pretend to be great at everything when the only thing we're clearly great at is war, which we're not that great because we're arguing in fucking Lego movies right now. Our world is about to end, and they are depicting it in Lego movies.
Speaking of school, what was the first war that you...
War? I don't know, but the first big thing I remember is 9/11.
So you would say the war on terrorism was the first war then?
I guess. I think that was the first time I was like, oh, like, what's happening? Mm-hmm. Like, what is going on?
Okay.
Like, adults are crying, buildings are crashing. I think people are not well. Like, like, why are adults crying? Like, I was really young, but it definitely was like, what is going on? Chaos. And then all these adults that tell you, you know, you're safe are like, figure it out.
Because I know, you know, most, like I said, growing up.
What about you? What was the first one you remember? Sorry. I remember hearing about things, but the first thing that I knew was real was 9/11.
It would have to be a war on terrorism because that's when we had a lot of kids from Afghanistan. They were transferred to our school. I was in middle school at the time, so a lot of them were transferred to our school. I was in Albuquerque, by the way.
So that was post 9/11 or pre 9/11?
This is post 9/11. Like that, it's 2012. No, 2012, 2002. My bad, 2002 when this happened. And I remember when the kids came from Afghanistan, everybody was like.
So you didn't see 9/11 happen?
No, we seen it live. I was in school.
I saw it live. That's what I'm saying. That's when I was like, what is going on? Yeah, like, what do you mean?
We was huddled up in the classroom watching it, like watching the towers.
So were we, yeah. It was like on TV, like teachers, I remember all the phones started ringing. Teachers were freaking out. Parents are coming in and just snatching kids out the classroom. There's no sign-out system. Like, you're used to a system by now. Like, I was in 2nd grade. Like, there's rules,
Matter of fact, that don't even what happened because I was on the West Coast. Y'all were East Coast, so what was it? Let me see. What time? It had to been
early. I feel like we just got dropped off at school. Yeah, I was in school.
At the time? No, you had to been asleep. Had to be.
I was in school, bro. I was in Miss Lee.
You was asleep, wasn't it? No.
I think it was Miss Leon's class.
When it actually happened?
Like the first time, like the first joint.
I was at Case Avenue, bro. When that happened,
first joint, I remember waking up. Mom was in
looking at it. It was 2001, right? I was either in first. I was in 2nd grade.
Was it 01 or 02?
It was 01.
So I was in 1st grade.
I was in 2nd grade. I remember.
That was in class? There's no way.
Yes. Because the teacher turned on the news.
Big fat
for the
TV.
second tower, right? Had to be. I'm telling you, first tower, we was at the crib. That shit just hit that motherfucker. I was at the crib.
I
think we were leaving to go to school when the first one happened.
So maybe we didn't hear about it.
No, y'all probably was. I'm tripping.
Because you know the time. There's a time change.
I'm thinking West Coast time.
No,
y'all was definitely.
We
were in
the whole
school.
class.
I was Mountain Time. I was in Mountain Time.
The whole class. They had that. It was on the TV, bro.
Yeah.
It was on the TVs. All the teachers were calling people on the school phones.
Yeah.
Parents were coming in, snatching kids. Adults were crying. Kids didn't know what the fuck was going on. Because, like, why are adults crying? Like, what is happening? Then they told us to sit down and be quiet.
8:46 a.m. in the morning. So
they told us to be
EST?
quiet.
It was as we're coming into class,
we was waking up,
sitting down,
getting ready.
We're seeing that have
phones just started ringing. There was announcements.
Exactly. Announcement. The principal comes online hey.
They were like, parents do not have to sign out their children. They'll be coming in to grab them. There was no, go to the office, sign your kid out. Parents were coming in, snatching kids and leaving. Traffic was wild. My mom took me to my dad's dealership.
I know, it's probably crazy over there for sure.
We're sitting there watching.
Pentagon, it's in the Pentagon, and it was in the tower. So I know the north area was fucked up.
Everything's blowing up. Like, school was canceled. Then I remember we came back to school. And this, I know adults hated me. Like, I know they did. I know they did. They're like, we have to, because, people were trying to figure stuff out. And this was like a first big thing for the world, right? So I remember we weren't doing schoolwork. And they were like, we're going to make cards for all the first responders. And I was like, we're going to make cards? And they're like, yeah, for all the people in the hospitals. So I was like, why? Like, why would we make a card? How are they going to get the cards? The buildings blew up. Where is the post office delivering? This seems dumb to me. Why are we making a card? Sorry, your building blew up, 9/11. What?
Yeah.
But they literally had us make like 10 to 15 busy work. But I know my teacher was sick of me because she was like, just shut up and make a card, bro. Like, just.
Your teacher probably couldn't even think straight. You over here asking questions.
I know because I was like, this doesn't make sense.
She was like, man, when your mama come and pick you up?
As a kid, it was like, I mean, your parents are telling you this is crazy. Nigga. This is a crazy moment in America.
Facts.
You know, they like, we gotta pray.
My mom was crying.
We gotta do this. We gotta do that. And
I'm gonna lie, I thought it was surreal because we watching people in the building jump out the building.
Out the buildings. Yes.
Live.
Yes.
Like,
yes. Jumping out the
buildings. What grade
buildings.
were you in? Like 4th, 5th? No, you were in middle school. Right?
6th,
yeah,
7th.
you had to be in middle school.
People were like having the masks on, taking them off. There was
so,
dust
we got kids
everywhere,
laughing
blood.
and shit. They didn't know. We thought it was like a movie.
I'm in second grade sitting here looking, and they're like, look, they're jumping off the building. And I'm like.
And we see people just flipping. Boom.
Yeah.
And I think my teacher was like, yeah, don't watch this. And she turned it off.
And they wonder why we don't take nothing serious.
Bro, she was just like, we gonna color. You know, we gonna color today.
Watching the joint collapse live, I'm saying like,
and they wonder why millennials take nothing serious.
Listen, y'all have no idea. The people really don't understand. Like
desensitized, bro. We are so desensitized.
That's
it's
why
literally like, what's next?
That's
nothing
surprising.
There's no other generation as desensitized. There's no other generation as desensitized. I swear we seen everything live just happen, whatever. Like Charlie Kirk shit. Like we was like.
I saw Clavicular. Is that his name?
Clavicular,
yeah. OD'd. He OD'd.
But he's fine now.
He
was crying about a Saturday Night Live skit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he was like, millennials don't have anything going on. They have no sense of humor if it's not for us. And it's like, bro, you are the sense of humor. Like you're a joke. Like, nobody cares about you. You're literally a joke. Like, an OD, bro, okay, like, you'll be all right. Like, what?
He said he takes him because he's, he has.
It's for him to be social.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, I gotta be social around people, so I take drugs to make myself actually want to do this.
Yeah.
An excuse.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I saw him crying that, like, he was scared of his girlfriend breaking up with him and then telling all his business.
Oh, that's going to happen.
And that's why he's letting her stay there and he's paying for her lifestyle.
That's crazy. Yeah,
but we're the joke.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Like, bro, you're a simp.
No, yeah.
Anyways, between millennials being too old to fight and not caring and just being checked out, Gen Z TikToking, MAGA supporters, I don't know, only wanting to carry their guns in Walmart and local parks. I don't see how a war is going to make sense. People are identifying as everything but what the options are. I just don't see how a draft is going to work.
What is your overall ideology on the concept of war in general? Do you think it's necessary?
Yes and no. So I understand what Trump is trying to do. I do. I understand it. He is trying.
Say that because I'm about to tell you. I'm gonna tell you what he's doing too. So we're gonna see.
Trump is trying to move hard and fast to make America stay as strong as possible. America was getting iced out. You got BRICS coming in. You got people not trying to use our currency. You have people not trying to trade with us. You have people trying to ice us out of trade routes. So Trump is basically saying, fuck that. We need to bully them. We are America. We are the greatest. We are the big kid on the sandbox. And we are going to push every kid in the sand until we are the last kid standing. And that's what's currently happening. But in the meantime, it's almost like a Band-Aid. Mm-hmm. Like when you rip it off and your little hairs come out and it hurts, but they're going to grow back. But you can't do that with an entire country.
Yeah,
and that's how he's doing it. So it's like he's ripping the Band-Aid to try to make us stand up. Coming after people that are affecting us, affecting our cash flow, affecting our trades, affecting our money, mm-hmm. affecting where the dollar stands. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, gas prices are rising, oil prices are rising, we're getting iced out. People are saying they don't want to work with us more now than before because it's like we're showing our power. Yeah. Who wants to work with a bully? I don't know if we would have been able to strong arm in a quiet way I don't know if this is like an art of war kind of deal, because I think we've been passive for a while, but I don't think this is the best way to do it. However, this is where we are.
Yeah.
So it's going to make people, this gave everybody the ammunition to say this is why we don't want to work with America. And Trump is going to say, fuck you, you have to work with America. And I think that's where we're at. And instead of just being transparent and saying, like, this has to happen, like, this is a necessary evil, 1 + 1 is 2, this is why I'm doing this, he's pretending like there's no fallback. If him and his cabinet were to be more honest and say, look, this is what I'm going to do. I went into Venezuela, and yes, I kidnapped their president, and I don't care. Gas prices are about to rise. Food prices are about to rise. Buckle up. This is going to go on for the next 6 months. But what I'll do is I'll lower interest rates. I will help with school and daycare. Pull out some of Kamala's stuff.
So, he's never done that. He'll never. He doesn't have the foresight to ever even attempt to do that.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what's missing with this situation. Yeah,
because most presidents would do that. They would do that bullshit, like George Bush.
Had we been honest and said, this is what is happening and this is why, I don't think that the country would be so divided on everything else. But Trump's tactic is to keep us so divided and focused on, well, he's lying, well, you're lying, well, they're lying, that we don't see what's going on and we can't focus on the actual news. And he's hitting everything so fast. By the time you're focused on Venezuela here, he's already done 5 other things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he uses the war as like a pronged attack to distract from all the other shit that he got going on.
I think what he's doing is wrong. I don't think there's a better way to do it. I understand why. I don't think he's smart enough to be doing this on his own. Somebody's definitely doing it. I think had we been more honest and forthright, and had there been, or I mean, there's still time, put programs in place to where it's not affecting the American people, I think it would be easier for everybody to assess the why. Mm-hmm. Because I'm a reasonable person. As a person, I don't like him. He's
there is no why.
There is a why. As America cannot be iced out. We cannot not have trades from other places. Yeah. We cannot be X'd out of food imports. We cannot be X'd out of oil imports.
we weren't, he made us get iced. It was literally his fault that we were iced out specifically.
But it was on the way.
No, it wasn't even on the way.
Yes, it was.
Iran?
It was. Not Iran. I'm talking about the other stuff. Like BRICS, trying to remove the U.S. currency.
You mean the currency part?
I'm saying everything, but that all plays a role, from currency to
money.
So
you think he was flexing his power to basically say, hey, y'all not about to do this shit to us, basically?
I think America had 5 big problems, right? People wanted us to not have the power that we have anymore. And they're like, well, how can we do that? All right, let's get rid of the money. Let's stop trades. Let's stop this. Let's stop that. And there were 5 little problems brewing that people weren't paying attention to. Mm-hmm. And instead of Trump silently attacking each one, he just ripped the Band-Aid off of each one. He just ran up and punched everybody in the face. Okay. So now it's like, oh shit, wait, why is this happening? If he said, and I'm not even saying you got to tell the people what you're doing. Yes, I kidnapped the president of Venezuela. And yes, gas prices will rise, and yes, food prices will rise, but it's going to be okay. I'm sending everybody a $2,000 subsidy. I will personally hold gas prices to make sure that they remain below $4 for as long as I can. There's a guaranteed hold from January to March. After March, it'll go up 25 cents. After April, it'll go up 25 cents. Then we'll reconvene. Had we been prepped, it wouldn't be as, oh my God, he's erratic. What is he doing? I
don't think that would help either. People aren't as, and they wouldn't ever take what he says, especially now, Trump, that at face value, but also it just didn't make any sense to go after Iran to
But it would have been better than fake tweeting that nothing's happening and gas prices are lower than ever before.
I think it was a failure from the beginning. There was a New York Times article where he actually sat down. Mind you, they're saying Netanyahu had a meeting with him to convince him to attack Iran, because obviously what happened is once he attacked Iran, Israel attacked Lebanon. So it was a 2-pronged attack.
And then Israel attacked us. Don't forget that one.
Part of it. So with that, they were saying...
Because we lost people because Israel blew up our military base. And then blamed it on Iran. And a lot of the news skipped over that. Because Israel had missiles that they copied from Iran and attacked our military bases, blamed it on Iran. Then Iran was like, we did not do that. Do an investigation. They did an investigation. They were like, that's not our stuff. Like, that is not our stuff. Then Trump admitted that it was Israel that blew our stuff up. And that was just skipped over in the news.
Well, then, news is Israel owns the news, low-key.
Right, so why would you...
It's part of the regime. But,
yeah.
like I said, New York Times had that article, and then they said, they have their war room or their pre-war room.
Did you see Iran's letter to the American people? Did you read it?
Not in full.
I read it. It was wild.
What did it say specifically?
He specifically said, we've never been a country to be at war. You guys started with us. If we have to finish it, we will. But lying and saying that we did this and we did that is not going to work. And having your president hide behind Twitter and lie is not a thing. Just in layman's terms. I would suggest that everybody read it. It was very wild.
I mean, they've been on point, honestly, about all of Iran and their Lego TikToks. But they said that there was an intelligence officer that they had in that war room that said that going after Iran right now, it would be just absolutely just dumb. There would be no point in doing that regardless. There's no reason for us to, at this point in time, it just didn't make any sense.
It still doesn't make sense. And the routes are still closed, so trades are going to slow down. Your online shopping is going to cease. Oil is going to stop. I think they said Europe has 3 weeks left.
But the Strait is mainly about oil, energy, right? That's the whole thing about the Strait of Hormuz is just transferring oil through that particular area towards the eastern. Because, in terms of the gas market, it's a global market. So even because we have some of the most oil reserves in the country. We just don't have a great refinery, so we have a lot of exported oil. And because oil is a global commodity, it's priced globally.
Right.
And so that's the main thing is that just energy is causing
prices. But people are now, like, Europe is running out of gas and jet fuel in 3 weeks.
Facts, yeah. So,
like, that's a trickle down.
Yeah, and then Spirit Airlines might go under. That might be
Delta specifically said their prices will reflect what's going on right now.
Yeah.
So flights are going to be more, gas is going to be more. They're going to try to make it to where you can't work. Like, I guarantee people are going to have to go back to work from home if this continues, because people are not going to be able to afford to go to work, because at that point you're paying to work. Gas near me is almost $5. I'm used to that in the city of Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Like, why is it $5? Food is creeping up. These are all side effects of war.
These are the trickle down effects when it comes to the war currently. I mean, and so you wonder, with this, I think Trump has also opened the eyes of people when you look at the past wars. Why did we go to war with Iraq? Was it about weapons of mass destruction? And we figured out that it actually wasn't about weapons of mass destruction. It was all about securing oil and refined oil. So you got to wonder. So I'd also ask, do you think there were any wars that we fought that made sense?
I don't know enough to speak on that.
On wars that made sense at all, or do you? So, in terms of your worldview currently, when it comes to war, and whether it's right or not, you said yeah, sometimes. Yeah. Specifically.
It's like fighting. Is it ever okay to fight? No, you shouldn't put your hands on anybody. But there's always a reason that makes it okay.
So, do you ever think we would ever have a world where we would never have to go to war?
Of course not. Are you joking? Our country is ran by white men. There's always going to be a reason. Someone's feelings are always going to be
Is
hurt.
it just white men at war, though?
Power. I'm speaking for our country specifically. Yeah. Like, a lot of the comments that were thrown around about having a woman as a president was that we're emotional. So when I say white men, because I know you guys are going to try and come for me, what I'm saying is our country has always been ran by white men, specifically right now. So you're worried about ego. You're worried about women being emotional. You're worried about temper tantrums. We have a president that's shitting his pants and crying on national television and calling people stupid. Like, I think all of those arguments regarding ego and anything else go out of the window. So if we're just speaking, men are emotional. We've seen it. We see it right now.
We're all emotional people.
Right, but I'm saying men like to make it seem like women are just very emotional and very reactive, when in reality, a lot of men act out of emotion.
That's true.
Period. Like, we have a president that if you piss him off, he's tweeting dissertations, threatening the Pope. Who threatens the Pope? He threatened the Pope. Did you see that?
He's the Antichrist, as far as I'm concerned. In terms of the definition of the Antichrist,
he looks like he was spawned from a villain. His parents look crazy. This is why I believe in birth control.
That would never, no.
Pro-choice. Imagine if they exercised their rights. This would be a whole different conversation.
Yeah, I mean, no, that dude, you attack the Pope, you say, what did he say? You attack the Pope, you put yourself looking at Jesus. Basically, say the Pope don't know what you're talking about. I mean,
destroyed the Kennedys' legacy. He
that,
definitely put that train wreck in office to destroy. I don't know what his obsession with the Kennedys are, but he definitely did that to destroy the Kennedys' reputation.
Kennedy family probably show they nuts.
Stole the Kennedys' desk and moved it to his house.
I look at the House of Cards. You should watch that, by the way, if you ain't watched it. You need to. Matter of fact, you need to watch this shit like right now.
Text me or remind me. I'll watch it. I'll start watching it. What's it on?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, don't got Netflix.
That's crazy.
Send me your password.
Really? I thought you had Netflix.
I stopped paying for it. They don't have nothing good. I seen everything.
They don't have nothing good.
You was watching something new every day. What do you mean?
They got the best
on
documentaries,
Prime,
don't they?
HBO, and everything else. I couldn't find nothing on Netflix.
They got the best documentaries. Like, where you watch your documentaries at?
HBO. HBO and HBOs are way better.
HBO has good documentaries.
They are better, but Netflix has way more.
Way more.
Like,
I've probably seen them all.
Nah, I doubt it.
You ain't seen them all.
There's no way you could have seen every. Nah, they drop a documentary like 5 every week.
So they drop a documentary. Hulu drops a documentary, and HBO Max drops the documentary. They're all the same. Like I saw the Staircase Killer on HBO.
Some of them they do have
crossover.
To Netflix, they do because there was like the Fire Force one, not Fire Force, Fire Fest.
Yeah.
I watched all 3 of them though because all 3 of them were interesting.
Yeah, and they all come from different perspectives. But Netflix was playing. You're overcharging me, and then you want to dangle a new movie in my face right as I'm about to cancel. So then I keep it for an extra month for one movie.
That's how they do it.
Yeah, no. And
I mean,
that's what
all of these.
Do you know when I got rid of it?
Wait till HBO.
Frankenstein.
Wait till HBO fully gets integrated into Paramount. It's going to be horrible. It's about to be horrible.
You think? Yeah. I got Peacock, HBO, Apple TV, YouTube, Prime. Stars.
House of Cards should be on Hulu.
Stars.
Look it up. Hulu's
on Disney, I think.
Yeah, it should still have it.
It's on Netflix. House of Cards is on Netflix.
Only on Netflix?
It's a Netflix original.
Damn.
Yep.
But going back to
that, one of their first originals.
Text to me right now, please.
I mean, you even see it during like congressional hearings and shit. Like politicians flex on each other in the craziest fucking ways.
That's probably why I didn't watch it. I don't really like politics.
It is in the craziest. Like I'm talking about like.
The Diplomat was good.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
But that was like an action.
The Diplomat was fire.
That was a TV series?
Yeah,
it was like actiony though, right? Like it was like
the white lady was with the black dude from London, and they were on the cover.
I think I know what you're talking about. There was action. It was an action series, right?
Stuff was getting blown up. They were fighting for the country. It was like the U.S. ambassador.
That's military propaganda.
The U.S. ambassador sent someone to London for an issue, and she was doing. It was great.
I watched Designated Survivor.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was my show for a while. It fell off though.
Yeah,
I don't like military and politics shows because I feel like it's very embellished.
It's absolutely embellished.
And I don't care.
I don't know. Nowadays, it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's a hot mess. Because it's reality TV for a reality TV star. Our country should not be, this reminds me of a Netflix special.
That's what we're in war for. You see, the nigga went and took the nigga from Venezuela just to say, hey, I took a nigga from Venezuela.
It's crazy.
And then now he's like, oh yeah, we're going to Iran. And then I'm going to tell these motherfuckers, I'm going to just blow them out. What do you say? I was going to just blow them out
the water on Sunday.
On Easter
Sunday. Well, they don't celebrate Easter, so
they really don't. That's probably
he was talking big shit.
On Easter, he woke up. I thought it was fake. I be thinking, you know how crazy it is.
I thought it was fake. I said, bro, he got hacked.
You know,
and believe he got hacked. Like, how the fuck? Like, this is where we at with this shit, bro.
I don't think anything is fake anymore. I find it more hard to believe that something is fake than something's real because nothing surprises me.
Well, you big on that shit though. You've been saying that since day one. Like well, I ain't gonna say loud, but you open your mind up to everything being what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I accept.
I think I said
I'm a skeptic.
If I do that,
why,
bro?
You have to adapt to your new reality, and I think that's the problem.
I would be a
criminal. I'm gonna continue to be a skeptic.
I would be a criminal. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
Because regardless of this time in history, like Trump, hopefully will not be our president forever, right? So regardless of him not being our president or being our president, the way that he has acted has changed a president, not like a U.S. president. It has changed the way that we will do things moving forward.
Absolutely.
Because, like, all around.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Because there weren't technically, and I think this goes to show, like, exercise your free will. There weren't technically rules on how to behave as a president. I think it was common sense.
It was an unspoken.
I don't think they got a rule book that said, "Congratulations, you're president. These are all the things you can and can't do." AKA, don't tweet that you're gonna blow up somebody's country. Don't say you're gonna grab a woman by the coochie. Like, I don't think that they had to write those out because they assumed that if you were the president of the United States of America, that you would have enough common sense to not act like an asshole. However, common sense is not common. The way y'all attacked Obama for a tan fucking suit should be the way that you're acting over him showing his ass every single day and literally shitting in the White House during a press conference. Sleeping. Sleeping.
Knock the fuck out.
Sleeping. Mouth open. Sleeping. Fat.
But you know.
Obese.
You know, it's not just the tan suit. You know, they were doing it because he was black.
He's black. But what I'm saying is because we are now living in a country where we are a current reality television series. Like, for the world, this is now no longer house business. Everybody, every country, every country is looking at America disgusted. I just saw Brazil is now no longer allowing U.S. citizens and people from Israel. They're not accepting our passports to their country at this moment. Don't know how long it's going. Don't know how true it is. Not sure if it's just a restaurant. Look it up.
No, ain't no way. There's no way.
I saw it.
You say they're not allowing people in Brazil?
I saw a few restaurants had no U.S. passports, no Israeli passports, and then the country, from what I saw, not sure how true it is, I didn't do too much research, the country of Brazil was saying that they were thinking about not allowing them into their country.
Shit. They money, bro.
But
Tourism.
Brazil was also the country that said for U.S. citizens visiting, you had to have $3,000 in your your bank account because U.S. citizens was coming over there and not taking their ass home and then didn't have no money in their bank account.
That's fair.
I think people are sick and tired. And I'm curious to see what new rules and new systems are going to be put in place. I think this is what we needed to shake up the Constitution and to shake up these rules because we've never changed them. So I think there is going to be an onboarding process outside of this is your Secret Service, these are the rules. Like, when I look back at the Bushes, like, their daughters getting DUIs and hanging out and doing all this stuff was like news tabloids. The Obamas did not have one scandal outside of a tan suit and whatever Michelle Obama wore. Like, they had no problems. They were so unproblematic, y'all were mad they got a black dog. Like, let's be for real. So I think this new reality will be rules. I'm pretty sure they're not gonna start allowing.
Who's gonna enforce the rules though?
These politicians are sick. Did you not see the way that they was firing? Is it Rob Kennedy? I don't even know the man's name. What's his name?
RFK, Robert Kennedy.
Okay, yeah, the dumb one. Yeah. The way they was firing him up in the congressional hearing.
Yeah.
Because technically you can't say the word black. So like, how can we talk about black mortality when I can't say black? And he was stuttering. How are you saying that this is linked to this and you've never studied it? And he was stuttering. We got a plumber. We got a literal Publix bag boy. We have a 21, I think she's 22, that looks 40, that her first job is the White House press secretary where she calls people stupid while she's talking to them. Like, the epitome of white privilege and underperforming white mediocrity is now on full display and people are sick and tired.
That's not even white privilege. That's more like undenying loyalty.
No, it's white privilege. White privilege got them their job. There's no way you could be a plumber and be sitting as the Secretary of Defense without being a white man.
Yeah, well,
he told another man.
What other man is gonna have that much loyalty towards him though? Ain't no niggas going that far.
They're not loyal to Trump. They're loyal to a paycheck.
Who?
Did you see how quick Marjorie Taylor flipped? They're loyal to a check until the check is not clear.
He didn't clear the checks with her. That's why he clearing checks with every single one of them in there.
So that's not loyalty. You're not technically loyal to a person unless you're going to be there through it all.
Oh, ain't nobody gonna do that.
That's loyal. You are loyal to your mom, whether she's paying for you to do something for her or not, correct? You're not going to turn on your mom and be like, man, you ain't answering your phone.
You never turn your mom for no reason.
Because you are loyal to your mom.
Yeah.
This is not loyalty. This is white privilege that got them in the door, and this is accepting funds. When the funds no longer clear, they have no loyalty to anybody. Hence, Marjorie's now spilling all the beans. Girl, you knew this. You weren't loyal. You were accepting your funds.
She was too dumb for the position that she wanted. He realized that. He told her that. He said, "Hey, yo, chill, because you're not really good at the position." She didn't like that, so she flipped on him. She was mad
and he
because
didn't pay her like he was supposed to. He copped out on
he
some
would
of
have
her
kept paying.
checks.
He would have kept paying. It was just she wanted something higher than what he was willing to give her.
So that's not loyal. Because if you're loyal and you have undying loyalty, you're going to ride till the wheels fall off. His whole ship, everybody's jumping off because they're not loyal. They're loyal to the money. When the money stops, all of them are going to end up in jail before he does. All of them. He's going to be on his gold jet from the UAE somewhere. But I guarantee you, this is going to get bad fast. And the way this is going with us being in war, the lack of accountability, the lack of qualifications, it's a mess. And I think it's going to be a war within the people as well as a war with Iran and Venezuela and everybody else. It's a clusterfuck.
I mean, that's how, like I said, that's how he created all of this, is basically his distractions. I mean, we haven't heard of Epstein since.
Yes, I have.
Well, it's
yeah,
not,
when Melania came
not,
and said something, but
she
it's not
said
dominating
because
the feeds anymore.
Melania said something because she was involved in getting someone else's wife deported who was telling about the Epstein files.
Okay, she's like, okay,
so that's
I got
the only
for your
reason
ass.
she spoke out. Because let's be for real, she said that she doesn't know him. She's in several pictures with him, laid up with him, smiling, hugging, touching. She knows him. It's not a distraction for that. It's a fallout for everything else because he ripped 5 Band-Aids. So there's 5 active wars going on at once. He walked into school and said, anybody can get these hands, and just started punching people. And now everybody's punching back. And that's where we're at. We're at war with everyone. I don't know what that looks like. I know this country has a lot of cleaning up to do. Internally, externally, this war with Iran, I don't think is something that we are going to be able to win.
We will not win.
And I think it depends on the definition of win. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Interest rates are about to climb.
I was about to say, it's pretty bad already. I mean,
this is not bad. This is not bad. Do you not remember a couple years ago when gas was $6 and milk was $5, and we're not there yet. This is not bad yet.
Gas
I don't
hasn't
know. Beef is high as fuck.
Prices are kind of up. I mean, it's that the strait, man.
Prices have
been up. This is all for the Strait of Hormuz.
But what I'm saying is, this is not bad. And if you think this is bad, you better start saving because it's about to get a lot worse. Gas is going to rise. Common things are going to rise. They keep going back and forth about attacking power grids. That's a fucking problem. Things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. And financially, you need to be ready. Like the little funky savings you got, make sure you got it. Make sure you have your guns and your bullets, because if power goes out...
Power where?
They were talking about affecting power grids.
Who?
The U.S., Iran, the back and forth with we will attack your power.
Iran can't fuck with us.
All I'm saying, anybody. I mean, we're beefing with everybody. So I don't know who.
We beefing with everybody, but we're really beefing with Iran.
But what I'm saying is, regardless of what that looks like, everybody needs to worry about themselves. Because you cannot control all of this outside of voting and minding your business. So save your money. Stock up. Make sure you have food in the refrigerator, in the freezer. Make sure you got batteries, you got candles, you got some funds. Maybe see if you can work from home, save some gas money, not commuting, staying off the roads, and protect your peace, because it's going to get a lot worse. There's going to be a lot more drama, a lot more back and forth, a lot more rage baiting. So make sure your mental is clear.
I would just like just real quick before we end everything, I'd like to remind y'all, Trump, I want to say maybe around this time last year, said he was going to give out a stimulus check.
Never.
And has not done that at all. Like, completely removed the shit. It's funny. This shit is funny, man. I don't know. I was laughing back then, I ain't gonna lie. It's still funny. It's tragic, it's still funny. I think Chappelle said it the other day. He said what the shit he does is funny. It's unfortunate that he's in the position that he's in.
And a recession is coming. We got actors acting again. We got all kinds of stuff happening. So make sure you got your funds, because it's getting...
I feel like a recession's been coming for the past, 5-6 years?
It's here. It's here.
People were talking about a recession after COVID, before COVID. I think we're just in a recession period. I don't even think it's going to be a moment. We're in a recession period.
And you know what all that has in common? Trump.
My last words on war specifically is, we'll always be at war. I think it's just natural. It's human nature. The only way in which war will never happen is if we somehow enter a hive mind. That won't happen anytime soon.
There's always going to be some kind of war. Read The Art of War. It's a great book.
It's a fantastic book. A lot of y'all ain't gonna read it because guess what? Education systems get
Ask one of the AIs to summarize it for you.
And that probably won't
Or
help.
watch it on TikTok. There's so many summaries. It's so good.
It is. But that's it. That's war in 2026 as we see it currently. The Iran war is still going on. We do not know how it will end.
How do you think it's going to end? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think we should be at war? Do you think we're going to get control back? How long do you think it's going to be? A week, a month, a year? You think they're going to take Trump out like they said? You think we're going to get another Legos movie?
Definitely get another Legos movie. That's for sure. That shit coming out next week, probably. You know
They're dropping them weekly at this point.
No, really dropping them daily, kind of, ain't it?
There's so many. I know Legos is probably tight.
I mean, wouldn't you be?
Nah, that's free publicity. Like, nah, that's marketing.
I ain't heard Lego saying
Lego
anything.
just been chilling, bro. They just like fuck it.
They probably like, my name Bennett. I ain't in it.
Lego Swedish? Ain't they neutral anyway?
Yeah, I don't think they're here.
No, they're not neutral anymore. They picked a side. They said the U.S. is wrong. That's how bad it is.
I mean, they just say that they're wrong. It's not like they're gonna do something about it. Like they just gonna be like, they're wrong.
That's probably why they letting them use the Legos.
They're wrong, but y'all do y'all thing.
Business is still business.
Yeah, and war is still war. So we'll holla at y'all. It's the Bridge. Peace.
Bye.